Hey, welcome back, 8th grade. Today we're pushing into the final problem in Investigation 1 in our book. It's in the system. And today is looking at the concept of intersecting lines, how we're going to be seeing two sets of linear equations and how they'll form a solution where they intersect. So we're looking at through a booster club for the school band. So let's take a look. So 1.3, booster club members. It says, at a school band concert, Christopher and Celine sell memberships for the band's booster club. An adult membership costs $10 and a student membership costs $5. At the end of the evening, the students had sold 50 memberships for a total of $400. The club president asked, how many of the new members are adults and how many are students? So here we're going to do is you can answer the question by writing and solving equations that represent the question and the given information. All right, so before we do this, it's really, really important that you understand part D from 1.2, where we have a scenario we read about, and they talk about the values of each of the variables and the overall outcome of what we're trying to get. So there's that concept of understanding the way the information can help us understand the setup of the equation. It's also come into play in more of the standard form, the ax plus by equals c. So let's take a look. All right, here we go. Part A. Let A represent the number of $10 adult memberships, and S represent the number of $5 student memberships. Okay, we're going to be aware of that. So then 1 says, what equation relates A, which is adult memberships that are $10, and S, which is student memberships, which is $5, to the $400 income total? Explain what each term of the equation represents. Okay, so let's just make sure we understand everything that we have in this situation. There are adult memberships, and there are student memberships. The adult memberships are $10. The student memberships are $5. Over the course of this evening, specifically was mentioned, I'm going to go back here to the beginning, is that they made $400 and there were 50 memberships. So we have $10 for there. It's a total of $400 and 50 memberships. So we're dealing with two types of equations, and I want to make sure we catch the two types first because we're going to be asked about it, but catch two types. One is going to be about memberships, and one is going to be about money. So we need to make sure we're looking at the two situations here and understanding those details. So the question that we had for 1 on part A is, what equation relates A to S in terms of the money? Okay, so money is this stuff. So $10, $5, and $400. Okay, so I look at this. A is going to be related to this. So I basically said, well, one membership would be 10, so 2 would be 20. So I have a 10 times that A plus the $5 per student. So it's going to be a 5 times the student membership. And that evening they end up getting $400. Actually, need a dollar sign there. So that's how we would come up with that specific equation. So then they asked us, explain what each term of the equation represents. So this right here, this term is $10 for one adult membership. This is $5 for one student membership. And this is $400 for the total amount of money they made on that evening. That's for that part. All right, part 2. Find 3 solutions for your equation from part 1. Okay, so when they mean solutions, they want values of A and S that would end up equaling $400. So right away, the easiest ones to sort out are going to be when we set each one equal to 0. So I'm going to put a 0 in here for A and a 0 in here for S, and we'll start there. So let's think about this. If I put 0 in for this, 10 times 0 would be 0. So I'd be left with 5S is equal to $400 to be left over. So if I divide this by 5 and divide this by 5, 400 divided by 5 would give me 80. So that means if there's 0 adult memberships, there'd be 80 student memberships. And that's how one way of getting the 400. So then this time let's put in 0 in for this guy. So 0 in this case right here would be 5 times 0 would be 0. So I'm left with a 10A equals 400. So in this case, I divide both sides by 10, and I'm left with a 400 divided by 10, which would give me a 40. So it turns out there would be 40 adult memberships and the 0 for student memberships. So that's one of the two ways to do it. So now we can just plug in any old other numbers and figure out what that would be. So I kind of see right in the middle of both of these, we've got a 0 and a 40. I'm actually gonna just try plugging in, I'll try plugging 20 in for A. So let's put that down here. So 20 in for the adults. So that means in this case, I would do 20 times 10, which I know is gonna be 200. Then plus the 5S is equal to 400. You need to subtract 200 on both sides. That's gonna be gone. So 5S is equal to 200 divided by 5 divided by 5. S would end up equaling 200 divided by 5 is 40. So in this case, there's another solution. So you see the value of each of these memberships, adult memberships and student memberships that would end up giving $400. These are possible solutions there. All right, A3. What equation relates A and S to the total of 50 new memberships? Explain what each term of the equation represents. Okay, so we just did money earlier. We just did money in this case for that one up above. So now for 3, we're creating a whole new equation. And it's gonna be about memberships. And the idea is we had a total of 50 memberships. Now, I don't know the numbers, but it's still gonna be adult memberships and it's still gonna be student memberships. And so we don't know how many that is. But so specifically, it's some number of people. So it's some number of adults plus some number of students. And that would represent our equation. I don't know how many adults it is, but this would represent this for the A. I don't know how many students it's gonna be, but this is gonna be the total students in this case. But whatever it is, they have to add up to 50. So that's what happened on that specific evening. Okay, so that's what those values represent. All right, A4. Find 3 solutions for your equation from part 3. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. This is number 4, so we'll do the same thing. I'm gonna have A and S. And again, make this easy. I'm gonna have, when I have 0 for A and 0 for S, well, this is easy, right? So I put 0 in here. 0 plus what equals 50? Well, it has to be 50 here. Same idea, if I put 0 in here, that would have to be 50 over here. And I don't know about you guys, but I know some of these numbers, like I know what 2 numbers equal 50. So what if I just did, okay, there would be 25 and 25, right? 25 plus 25 would equal 50. These are all solutions for this specific equation. And that's what we need to do there. All right, look at this. Number 5, are there any pairs of values for A and S that satisfy both equations? So we're looking for an ordered pair or 2 numbers of value, a number for adults, a number for students, that would be true in both cases. So to do that, we have to choose numbers that would add up to 50, but then also give us 400. So I'm gonna start off with just coming back up to this equation up here and put in values that would equal 50, because right here, I don't have that. This is 80, this is 40, that's 60. So I'm gonna do something a little bit kind of more in the middle. So if I come back over here and do that work, I'm gonna come back to this equation. I'm gonna rewrite it down here. This is where I'll put 5, and I'll put 10A plus 5S equals 400. And what if I chose A and S? Let's see if I chose 10. That would mean that it would have to be 40 over here, right? Because they would add up to 50. So it has to satisfy this equation, that it does. So let's try that. If I do 10 times 10, that's gonna give me 100 plus 5 times 40. So 40 times 5 would give me 200. So that's not it. That's 300. So it's not this one. So that doesn't work. So let's try another one. Well, we need to have also here, what's this we do now? Maybe we have 20 and 40 got that, so wouldn't it be 20? We could try 25 and 25, let's see if that works. So 25 and 25, let's try that. So 25 times 10 is gonna be 250 plus 25 times 5. It's gonna be 25, 10, 12, 125. That would be, what would that be? 5, 7, so it's closer, 375, so we're getting there. So it looks like it's gonna be, gotta be something really close to that. So we did 10, we know 20 would give us that, so it wouldn't work. We did 25, what if we tried 30? And so then that would mean that the other option would have to be 20 in this case. So let's see that. If I do 30 times 10, which would give me 300, plus 20 times 5, 0, and that would be 10. Hey, look at that. That is the one. So it turns out that this is the situation that satisfies both of the equations. 30 adults, 20 students gives 400, and 30 plus 20 would equal 50. So this is how you would find that out. All right, on to part B. Graph the two equations from question A on a grid like the one at the right. Does it matter which variable goes on which axis? And explain. All right, so I copied this exact same setup here in my notes, and we're graphing the two equations on here. So this is gonna be B1. Now in this case, we already came up with some ordered pairs. If you recall, we developed these ordered pairs for this particular situation and this one. We also had this one where they were satisfied for both. So I'm gonna plot those points and see what we can come up with. So I'm gonna do them in two separate colors. So first of all, let's do this one. It's gonna be the 10a plus 5s equals 400. That's gonna be here. And the order pairs that we had were, for this, we're gonna be 0, 80, 40 and 0, and then 20 and 40. Okay. Hopefully that's right. Okay, so let's plot those points. So here we go. First things first, 0, 80, it's gonna go up here. Then 40 and 0, it's gonna go here. And then 20, 40 would go here. And you can see that's gonna make it nice and lined up. So let's plot those points there real quick, and I'll draw a line through those. So this represents any of the values that would work specifically in this instance for the amount of memberships that were purchased. Now, if you recall, we also had another equation here. We had A plus S equals 50. And some of those orders pairs we had were 0 and 50. We also had 50 and 0. And then we had 25 and 25. So let's plot some of those points. So 0, 50, 50 and 0, and then 25 and 25 is gonna probably be right in here. I'm gonna leave that one there because I'll probably find it when we cross it. But if I draw these guys here, I might have missed a tad bit, but you know, there's our 25, 25 right in there. So you can see those lines do in fact cross. So we did that.